It's week 11 of the 2025 season, and the focus is on the Thunderbirds' rocket-armed quarterback. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Thunderbirds and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Thanks for joining us, football fans. I'm Kate Scott, joined in the booth by my partner, Brock Hewitt. And this week, Brock, got one group coming in off a win, another off that well-earned bye. Should make for a really energetic game. I'm wondering if you think one has the advantage over the other.
Well, I'd like to know how every single body feels down there, but we don't. My guess is they're all hurting a little bit because once you get past the opener, you're never quite 100%. So I typically will lean with the team coming off a win. You feel good about yourself. You feel good in your preparation. But yeah, that healthy team is usually the better team as well.
Here's Thomas Morstead out for the opening kick. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Here's Smith on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
While we all love to talk about the quarterback, he really wasn't at the forefront of their win last week, Kate. Kind of took a step back and let some of his teammates shine. Yeah, he made a good mark with a touchdown pass, a bad mark with an interception. Welcome to life in the NFL as a quarterback. You know he wants to make a little more noise, elevate everybody else a little better than he did a week ago.
And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's on the... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back, 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
Third and long for him here. Gets this to Slayton. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and ducking the ball.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Handoff headed right, Barkley. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys, not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here's another carry for Barkley. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. That was Jermaine Johnson there to make the play. Give him a yard back on the play. Now it's 3rd and 10.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. So here comes this offense as they get set for their opening drive. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
As you take the field coming off of a real late season bye, you just want to maximize what last week was all about. Making sure that physically, mentally, emotionally, you're recharged so you can go attack the final stretch of this season.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Brees Hall on the ground for the first time. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun here. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It goes for a 38-yard pickup, and they'll have 1st down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. That leaves him with 3rd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nacua nabs this one along the sideline. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Bass's kick is good. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And as we work our way through November, you see here, he's the leader league-wide right now in rushing touchdowns. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 20-yard line.
Another try following the sack. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Hurts now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
And it gets them something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. This one returned for 11 yards. And it'll be their football. So here comes this offense for its 2nd series of the game. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
The give on 2nd to Hall. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
To throw it on 1st down. Brought in close to the 8. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Thunderbirds stretch their early lead to 9. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Greg Zuerlein for the point after try. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Thunderbirds go up 10-zip here in the first.
Eagles nothing.
It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Dumps it off to his running back. And defenders are there to get him at the line. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly is...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Hey, look, beyond having to pick yourself off the ground over and over again, all of these sacks in this first quarter have led to so much disruption. Kate, what do offenses look for, especially early? Get myself into rhythm. Get myself into a tempo. What do defenses want to do? Wreck all of that, and that's exactly what this defense is doing.
Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And they're going to take over possession. New set of downs for him from the 46. They start the drive with Hall. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one, and that'll give them a first down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking or possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
First down, and they go right back to him. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Jaden Hicks there on the tackle. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 29. As a man, it's Tyler Conklin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Oh, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Hall. Runs it in for the touchdown. The Thunderbirds hold a 16-point lead in the first. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Zerline with the extra point. And the Thunderbirds take a 3-possession lead.
17. Eagles nothing.
It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. Brings in the kick at the 9. And look at this return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
4-yard line.
A play fake now hurts to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Oh, Kate. Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating before our eyes.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He fires one deep down the middle. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Ball taken in at the 36. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it's going to be their football coming up. Now outruns their offense to take over. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock. So high hopes again for this upcoming series. 1st and 10 from the 41. From the gun, it's Hall. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. So the long run, a positive, but we see the negative here as one of his blockers in some distress following the play. They've got first down from the 31. They'll throw it. And wow, nearly a pick on that check down. A bit lucky that he couldn't hang on to it, and it fell incomplete.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Hall takes it straight ahead. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Pass play now. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Hall running between the tackles. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Going to the ground again on first. Has them the touchdown. The Thunderbirds blowing them out in this opening quarter. Breece Hall with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Point after converted by Zerline. And the Thunderbirds make it a 24-point ball game. It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
Hauled in by Goddard, left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A timeout now as medical staff runs out to deal with an injured player, and that's A.J. Brown, the man in question. Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. First down throwing for Hurts. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. It's a laugher so far, 24-0. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's got Devontae Smith. He's got to gain a 6 there. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Chased out to his right. He's running for it. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Toss play to Barkley. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Getting out to his left. Now here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles pull a little closer. It's a 17-point game now. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. On the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they'll try to build on that big stop. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They'll go right side with Hall. And he's brought down for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. He'll look to throw. Able to hit Hall, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And a fair catch made without incident, just inside the 25. The Eagles and this running back headed back out for a new series. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
No, it's not a running back, but it's a receiver carrying across the marker, Kate. I'm not even calling this a trick play anymore. It's about maximizing your resources and your asset, and this receiver shows you he can be a tool as a running back.
Barkley's got it. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Quincy Williams making the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10 plus, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
On 1st down, Hurts. Waller with the catch. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
A run here with Will Shipley. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. It goes down as a gain of nothing on the run, and now they're left with 3rd and 14. Hurts to throw. Connects with Slayton. He's still going at the 30. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He finds Slayton. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep trying that defense backwards.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throwing from the gun. Vacates quickly, and he carries it in for the touchdown. The Eagles fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On first down, here comes Hall. And he gets him around 6 there. Devin White hauls him down. And this is now a 100-yard game for him after that last carry. Man, what a strong day he's had running it for this offense. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 36. His pass caught by Nakua. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They get 13 on the pickup, and it'll give them a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They run. Here's Hall. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Back to throw. Finds his target, Hall. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
First down, Hall gets it again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Pass play coming here. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. It's going to be taken down a yard. Now from the link, it's the Thunderbirds with a 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Forced out to his right. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So it's 2nd down coming up. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play.
And he finds him in the end zone for the touchdown. The Thunderbirds grow their lead just before halftime. Brees Hall with the touchdown. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here, running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Kate. And some players, that's the world they thrive in, finding windows where windows shouldn't exist and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast, trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
Zerline with the extra point. And the Thunderbirds take a 3-possession lead. It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. Here's Smith on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running back, motioning right. 1st and 10, here's Hurts. He gets it complete to Will Shipley.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
From the pistol, Hurts. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Hurts now from the gun. And they can't connect on the 3rd down. Deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Starts the return at the 34. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Thunderbirds and Brees Hall about set to go on offense. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll throw to begin this drive. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance, focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now looking to throw. Hall there to haul it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go. Nearly an interception on that play. And that brings up 4th and short. Thomas Morstead heading back out for the punt. Ananias Smith back deep for the Eagles. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. We don't get a return out of that punt. And hardly any time remaining for them in this game. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. That brings us to the midway point of this game. It's the Thunderbirds enjoying a lead on the road. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get things started down in Miami. Sounds good to me. Tennessee paying a visit to Hard Rock Stadium. And it's the home team who are out in front. Will Levis has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. Stephon Diggs, a touchdown reception. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. 2 touchdown passes there for Drake May. We were treated to a solid first half out of the running back, Breece Hall. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground and added another on the receiving end for good measure. He was awesome. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. Has this at the 6. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now after that return, we've got an injured player getting some assistance as we momentarily step aside. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Darius Slay with the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Here's Hall once more. Good little whip there. Looks like about 6. Jaden Hicks there on the tackle. Give him 6 yards on the run, so it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go right back to Hall. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Dump off caught by his back. And this one doesn't go far.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And they've been willing to both call runs for him and let him ad-lib as he sees fit. He's top 5 for rushing yards by a quarterback this season. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. From the gun, Shipley gets it. He cuts it to the right sideline, and he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
Motion man right is Smith. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Hassan Reddick cleaning up that play. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
At the 24-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Hauled in by Goddard, left side. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st down throwing for Hurts. This one's caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Second and 3 now.
At the 7-yard line.
Hurts throwing again. He rolls to his right. And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles start the 2nd half with some needed points. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown! Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Thunderbirds returning their offense and this running back to the field. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
1st and 10, looking to throw. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Eagles get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
A lot of defenders got some offense in their background, and it's been my life experience that they'll tell you about it. And right there, he put it on display. He brought in the pick and instantly became a runner, searching for the open field to add a little something to the return.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Running right with Shipley. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Now Hurts. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So 2nd down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. Taken in by Smith. He's still going at the 30. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
So many times, Kate, when I see these receiver screens, I think punt return. It's like a punt return. On punt return, it's all about those blocks. The returner's got to catch it, and he's got to feel those blockers in front of him. It's no different on a big play like this with the wide receiver screen.
Now they send their back in motion right. On 1st down, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Working inside the red zone. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
It's 2nd and 21 at the 21-yard line.
Trying again following the sack. He finds Shipley complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Now Hurts on 3rd and long. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Return coming from the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Thunderbirds headed back out on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That throw finds Conklin. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be a 1st down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
1st and 10 from the 41. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Buys time, rolling right. He's running with it. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought down by Jalen Carter.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
From the gun on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Coming right is Hall. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 41. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes out to the left. That's caught for the 1st. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Hall running between the tackles. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. It was the rookie from LSU that time on the tackle.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Back now, pressure on its way. Complete beyond the marker. And he's in, touchdown. The Thunderbirds lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. That one right down the middle. And the Thunderbirds double their lead to 14. It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
And he's tackled for a short gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
3rd and long for him here. He's on the move. He's running for it. And this one does not go far.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
The Eagles are in punt formation, and this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Collects this at the 35. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Another drive coming up for this offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
1st and 10 from the 41. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They give on 2nd to Hall. Past midfield to the 45. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. And he has just earned something most running backs are never lucky enough to even approach. This is now a 200-yard showing for him on the ground. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you can be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
Here's 2nd and 11. Able to hit Hall, complete. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to have a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They'll go right side with Hall. And he's brought down for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. Third and a lone yard coming up. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And he's in for the touchdown. The Thunderbirds making a 3-score game in the 4th. Brees Hall with the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot, but on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating. And yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
Eagles 24.
It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. Here's Smith on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And all game they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Flush down out to his left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback is just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the gain, but boy, Brock, what a shot. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Hurts to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Yeah, this has been flawless, really, from every side, Kate. In order to get to double-digit sacks, it requires a tremendous amount of work leading up to this game, but then ultimately the execution of everybody. This has been the acronym of team. Together, everyone achieves more, and more is 10 sacks.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Has it at the 37. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. From the gun, it's Hall. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. They run. Here's Hall. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he calls for the fair catch and is there to collect it. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Eagles will be backed up a good bit to begin the drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. On the give, here's Shipley. And he's brought down after a short gain. Only a couple there, hoping obviously for considerably more, and that's going to bring up 3rd and very long. Running back sent in motion. From the pistol, Hurts. He finds Slayton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Buying some time, and this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This is one of those moments that I am just at a loss for words. We just saw a record-tying 12th sack in this ball game. And it really is on 2 sides of it. On one side of it offensively, well, this has been impossible to block these guys. But, Kate, I have got to celebrate what we're seeing defensively. Just the 6th team in the history of this game to notch 12 sacks in one ball game. There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
They motion a receiver left. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Out of the gun, it gives to Shipley. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
And what a battle of wills we just got to see. Fighting in the trenches on a 4th down run. Trying to play conservative, keep it on the ground to power it across, but there was no overcoming a front, just as equally motivated to get off the field.
On 1st down, here comes Hall. And he'll manage to get this one down to the 27. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Hall once more. Has some space inside the 15. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. It's 2 yards on the gain, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Hall's gonna try to smash his way in. And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown! The Thunderbirds keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Far from the first time we've broken down one of his touchdowns in this game, partner, but man, they seem to get more impressive every time.
And I don't care, Kate, if they're all 1-yard plungers, if you're up over 300 yards. A 4-touchdown game will forever live among your greatest career highlights. You can go several games without even scoring 1. So to get 4 in one contest, you'll never, ever forget it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Thunderbirds continue piling on to this lead. It's all lined up. Morstead ready to send this flying. Here's Smith on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Back out runs their offense. Their failure on 4th down was answered by a touchdown, so they're really going to need to rebuild some momentum as they take the field once again. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Hurts. He'll get this one to Brown. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That's good for an Eagles. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Hurts setting up to throw. Goddard makes the catch. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 5. Gets this to Slayton. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Escapes the puck, and this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense is energized following that stick for a loss. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. This finds Smith. It's to Philadelphia. Touchdown! The Eagles putting up points in a game decided. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles cut the lead by a quarter. Down now to 21. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And this onside kick doesn't go their way. The hands team makes the cover. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And this one doesn't go far. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Eagles' 39-yard line.
They go right back to Hall. Dukes out a one stop. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
He was brought down at the
Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
on the play.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First down, Hall gets it again. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And with this being their 5th consecutive victory, Brock, it's easy to argue they've been the best team in football over the last month. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Thunderbirds as we say so long from Philadelphia.